So good morning Woodpeckers, it's Tuesday the 19th of January, so we're almost halfway through the month already. Okay, yesterday we looked at column addition using 4-digit numbers, but we had no regrouping. Today, exactly the same process, 4-digit numbers, okay, which means we've got thousands, hundreds, tens and ones. We're going to set it out as a column addition sum like we did yesterday, but this time there will be some regrouping, but only in the ones column today, okay? The next day on Wednesday it will be the tens column, and then on Thursday lessons it will be the hundreds column, okay? But we need to work out what we are doing and how we're going to do it and how regrouping works before we can move on. So we're going to start with the ones column. There's your sum, exactly like you got yesterday. That's how it is written on the page. Okay, you know what to do. You need to set it out as a column addition sum, both visually, using dots to represent numbers, and just using the numbers, okay? We're always going to check with our visual work first to make sure that we get an answer. We will then check by doing it using the numbers, okay? So you'll notice that actually the 4 is represented by 4 dots, the 300 is represented by 3 dots, the 10 or the 110 is represented by 1 dot, and the ones column for 4,313 is represented by 3 dots, okay, because there's 3 ones in it. If we move on to the next number, 1,318, 1,000, 300, 110 and 8 ones. This is where we are going to be looking at regrouping today. So the magic number is 10. Rule is if you go over 10 in any of the columns, you need to regroup, okay? So that's what you need to bear in mind. If the answer to any column goes over 10 or 100 or 1000, then you need to regroup, okay? But today it's the magic number is 10 because we're looking at the ones column. Tomorrow when we look at the tens column, it will be 100. And on Thursday, if we are looking at the hundreds, the magic number will be if it goes over 1000, okay? So let's look at the number of dots in the ones column. Now if we count them up, hopefully you'll all see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 dots, okay? We have to implement our rule because there is more than 10. Okay, so 11 is represented by 1, 1, okay, which is in this, and 1, 10, okay? So 11 now becomes 110, okay, and notice where I put it. I put it just below the line so that I remember that I need to add it on when I'm adding up my tens column. And because it's 11, it contains 1, 1, okay? So hopefully you know that that's how you make the number 11. It's literally 10 plus 1 to get you to 11. But the 10 is represented by a dot in the tens column because it's 110, and the 1 represents the fact that 11 has 1 unit in it, or 1, 1. Okay, so now I can add up the dots. So there's only 1 dot in the ones column because I've regrouped my column and I've got now 110 and 1 unit. That's the key, okay? It's not 11 dots in here because we cannot put 11 dots in it. So we now then go on to the tens column. So I'm going to add up the number of dots in my tens column. 1, 2, 3. Remember, there's my bonus 1 because I've regrouped. I'm simply going to draw in the 3 dots, and then I might write the numbers that they represent, and I use those answers when I'm checking here. Hundreds column, there's only 6, so let's just draw in 6 dots. And in the thousands column, there's 4 plus 1, which is 5. Okay, so 4 and 5. Now if I actually use those dots and turn them into numbers, all I need to do is share with you what each dot's value is. So 1 dot is worth 1, 3 dots in the tens column is worth 3, 6 dots in the hundreds column is worth 6, and 5 dots in the thousands column is worth 5. Okay, so that's my answer so far, 5,631. Now let's see what happens when I do the column addition, okay, but not with dots to show you what the numbers represent visually, just by using the numbers. Okay, so I say to myself, I start with my ones column, always, 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 3 at 8, okay, hopefully 8, 9, 10, 11, if you need to count on with your fingers, 11. Okay, it's the same answer as we got here in our ones column. The answer is 11 to the first column. Now I don't write 11 in here, okay, I can't do that. I have to show you that 11 is made up of 1, 1, and I carry my 10 over into my tens column because 10 add 1 is 11. Okay, so 1 goes in the ones column. In my tens column, I simply add up the numbers, so 1, 2, and 3. Remember, I've got this spare 10 underneath my line, and that's where I'd like you to write it. Anything you regroup, please put under the line so you know to add it on. So it's now 1, 2, and 3, so 3 tens. In the hundreds column, it's 3 of 3, which is 6. And in my thousandths column, it's 4 add 1, which is 5. Okay, so the answer to this question, when we regroup the ones column and we turn it into a column addition sum, is 5,631. And if we check it with our visual answer, it's 5,631. So I know it is right. So the rule today, if the ones column goes over 10, you need to regroup. Okay, that's how you do it. And that's what I want you to show me. The regrouping, the fact that this is 11 in the ones column, and therefore we need to regroup as to 1, 1 and 1, 10. This you visually, okay, the visual one is done for you. When you add up these numbers, you need to show me that we've got the answer 11 in the ones column. And again, 11 is 1 unit, or 1, 1 and 1, 10. Okay, because 10 add 1 equals 11. And that's where I show any of my regrouping. Tomorrow I'll have to regroup under this column because we'll be regrouping the 10s, but that will be tomorrow's lesson. Okay, so this is how I want you to set it out. Suck the question. Okay, I want it to be written as a column addition sum, and I want it to be shown as a column addition sum, but you visually show what each number represents, because it might be easier for you to kind of practice regrouping this way, and then you can practice it this way. Okay, so these both are really important, and I would like you to get into the habit of doing both, okay, for each question. All right, best of luck with that.